Now, are there any other key practices or strategies you recommend for someone just starting their journey on mental or to what mental wellness?
So the first place that I always recommend starting is to learn to fall in love with yourself and choose to move forward with healing from a place of wanting to improve because you love yourself and not going on, a healing journey that's kind of out of spite. You don't want to be doing this work if it's because you don't like where you are now and you want things to be different. It's like if you're trying to go to the gym, maybe to lose weight because you hate your body. You're not going to enjoy that process. You're not going to get those results very quickly because you're doing it with such a negative mindset. So ultimately, it really needs to start with accepting where you are and really making an effort to learn to fall in love with yourself, practice that compassion, and move forward from a place of genuinely wanting to heal because you know that you're worthy of healing.
Yeah, and how does one love themselves or practice loving themselves? I know for myself, I hated myself. I didn't like myself for so long. And I realized after I got sober from alcohol that, and sought a mentor, she showed me things differently. And I was practicing certain things that helped me. Like there's that mirror meditation where then you're
Mm-hmm.
really talking to yourself. Or if you're doing things for yourself, like go and get a massage, pedicure, manicure. Yes, those are nice, but how are you talking to yourself during those times? Self-care is different in that way. So what do you think are some other strategies that we can use to start loving ourselves or practices?
Yeah, self-love is a journey. It takes
Yeah,
a long time
it
to
does.
to practice, and it's a continual practice as well that
Right.
goes on throughout our lives. Something that I find really powerful is to think about the people around you who you love and who you feel inspired by and who you look at and think, wow, I think they're so cool, and I'd like to be more like them. And flip those thoughts onto yourself, because 9 times out of 10, especially if it's someone who you're close with, one of your good friends, when you're looking at them and saying, wow, they're such an amazing human, they're looking at you and thinking the exact same things. And when we can start to actively voice this, like tell that person that you think they're amazing and see what happens, because a lot of the time they're going to reciprocate that and you're going to be able to see yourself from a different perspective. And even if you don't feel comfortable voicing that, just thinking about how other people are actually seeing you. And this can be tricky as well, because a lot of the times we place so many judgments on ourselves and we assume that other people are looking at us with a negative lens, but vast majority of the time that's not the case at all. So taking more of an objective stance when someone does something for you, thinking about how they must actually feel about you, care about you, the influence that you're having in their life, because every single moment that you've ever been a part of, whether you smiled at someone walking down the street, or you complimented the grocery clerk on their hair, or you had a really deep, meaningful relationship with someone, every single interaction would have been different if you weren't there. So just recognizing your significance, and even if that's where it starts, and then you start to notice the ways that you're positively influencing other people, turning that around on yourself and recognizing that you're worthy of love.
Yes, and you are worthy of love.
Mm,
Now,
absolutely.
there's this one practice I always told my clients, like, hey, if it's in your mind that you find something attractive on even a woman or whatever, if they have like beautiful earrings, their
Mm.
hair is done, just say it to them. Like, if it's in your head,
Yeah.
something positive, say it. Why not? What are you gonna lose? And then I tell
Yeah.
them also, if you're going to if someone's giving you a compliment, don't try to say, like, oh, and you did it too. You just say thank you. And
Yeah.
then
Accept
really and
it.
hold,
Mm.
accept it and hold it in dear to your heart, because that's what people are missing. They're afraid to communicate these things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm always complimenting everybody because I feel it in my heart. If I didn't like what they're wearing, then I won't say anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I did, I'm going to say something like, hey, that actually looks really nice on you. That's very flattering. And people smile and then the joy that they have, they feel good. And it's like a domino effect. Once they feel good, then they pass
Yeah.
it on to everybody else and they start feeling good and everyone else will start feeling good. And that's the
And you know
goal.
what's cool? Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. And you know what's cool is that when someone does something nice for someone else, whether it's a compliment or giving a gift or whatever that is, not only does the person who's receiving it feel good, the person who's giving it feels good, And anyone who witnesses that also experiences those good feelings, which is so beautiful because you're really having a positive impact on everyone that's in that interaction, even if they're not directly a part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.